Hey YouTube, it's the second day of VEDA. Vlog every day in April, and today I wanted to start what will be something I want to start for the Easter season. It probably will go a little farther just because we are in the beginning of Holy Week. Happy Palm Sunday, everyone. And I do want to talk about the actual Jesus stuff related to Easter during Holy Week. But, you know, I have fun with the bunny and the eggs and all that stuff, so I'll probably start it and continue. Growing up, and 100% no irony, as a 34-year-old adult, I have and continue to and probably will always love Rankin Bass. Rankin Bass are the stop motion. Some people think they're claymation. They're not. They're actual little puppets. Films that are most associated with Christmas. Think of your Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You have some 2D traditionally animated things like Frosty. We have the Year Without a Santa Claus, which is my personal favorite, and so many more. I grew up loving it, having some very oddly specific, very detailed thought processes about the idea of it as a universe as a whole, which I'm going to try to get into tomorrow in a more detailed video. But growing up, I was only aware that Rankin Bass was a Christmas production house. Growing up, I have found a bit more, and a Facebook group that I think I'm going to try to drop this in, that I joined, opened up so many things to me that I didn't know were Rankin Bass. And there were a few things I found out along the way, some traditionally animated films and stuff that they did. But the one thing, besides all my Christmas specials, which I adore, which I love, that I found out about as a child was Here Comes Peter Cottontail. This was the one Rankin Bass special that I was aware existed outside of the Christmas canon. And 100% I stuck it in with my headcanon as a child, teenager, and adult of how that universe functions. Well, what makes it interesting is that same Rankin Bass group I joined a couple years ago. I saw people posting little pictures, because they always do around the holidays, and things that aren't even specifically for that holiday, like the Leprechaun's Christmas Gold. They'll post pictures around St. Patrick's Day, and bits from this movie, because it has different holidays in it. They'll post whenever those holidays hit. They posted pictures of two movies, two specials I didn't know existed. And I had to go seek them out. So I found this DVD set. There's a Yogi Bear guy in here. I'm sure it's fine. That's not why I bought it. The first Easter rabbit and the Easter bunny is coming to town. And last year, a year ago yesterday, I officially moved into my parents' home. And I was staying there while we were getting ready to move here in Florida. So I didn't really get a chance to sit down and enjoy them and to watch them and to think about them in any detail before the holiday hit us. And I watched them very quickly. And I had my mind blown because these cannot, for the most part, fit squarely into my my concept about the Rankin Bass universe, which I will again talk about tomorrow. But I've had some time to think, to process, to make my mind kind of wander, and I think I might be able to make it work. I work through it. So I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about my thoughts on Rankin Bass as an interconnected universe long before Marvel existed, and actually a bit of a multiverse, thanks to The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus. It opens that up, which helps me a little bit with my bunnies. But real quick, I just want to talk about Here Comes Peter Cottontail. So I grew up with the VHS tape of Here Comes Peter Cottontail and watched it every Easter. I watched it over and over again growing up until a point where the tape was no more, and then I was happy to find it on DVD. And because it did, the tape got ruined at a point where there was a gap of several years where I didn't watch it. It's not on TV like Rudolph is or Frosty, at least as pronounced and easy to find. So I sat there and watched it as an adult about maybe 9 years ago. And when it comes to Rankin Bass specials, this one is probably the one that I think is lacking the most. I will say, I have my nostalgia goggles, and I love it for the cheesy, silly thing it is. And I watch it, and my daughter, who's almost 5 years old, she already watched it this year, and she's going to watch it every year because it's something I grew up with and I loved. So the basic plot of this story is April Valley is the home of the Easter Bunny, or Easter Bunnies, because it is an interconnected kind of civilization of bunnies. But there is one leader, kind of the reigning monarch of the land, the chief Easter Bunny, who takes on the role when the previous one steps down. It's not like a kingdom sort of thing where it's down line of progenitor or anything like that. It is chosen by who can deliver the most eggs, and they are kind of dictatorial over all the people, the beings of this valley, and make the decisions on how the holiday will work. And Peter gets chosen to do this role by the previous chief Easter Bunny, but an evil bunny by flippin' Vincent Price, which is amazing. Vincent Price is the spooky, scary guy in a Rankin Bass special, and I love it. And it excited my husband when I introduced him to it. He does some trickery. Peter's not giving it the attention it should be done, and he takes over. And Peter has to figure out how to take back the position, and he wants to use a time machine to go backwards in time to deliver the most eggs. But it sends him forwards, and he keeps going to all these holidays forward, and he goes in really rapid succession through a whole year. And the one thing that always kind of confused me about it as he was going backwards, and really more so as an adult, is they're trying to kind of undo what Irontail did, who is the evil Easter Bunny, and he keeps going forward. And I guess theoretically it's who delivers the most eggs, not on that day, but whoever delivers the most eggs in general. But it just felt like he needs to go back in time. The machine could be broken and still going back in time to fix it, because he would do it before Irontail. And everyone's very aware that he had screwed up. So, like, that little bit throws me off a bit with the plot as a plot. But again, it's made for TV Easter special with the voice of Shaggy from Scooby-Doo as a bunny. So I don't mean to take it too seriously. Although, again, tomorrow when you hear me kind of go off about my weird intrinsic lore about Rankin Bass, that won't be true. But I just feel like the story's not quite as straightforward or together as something like Rudolph, something like Frosty, which has some of its own odd elements with the magician and stuff, but I think it works and it's a fun story. It doesn't click the way I think those Christmas specials do. But like I said, I love it. I want it to fit in my concept of the Rankin Pass multiverse universe, and I'm gonna go through the first Easter Rabbit and the Easter Bunny is coming to town, and kind of see how I feel like they can all interconnect into one shared space to fit into the grander world of Rankin Bass. Well, I hope you guys have a good night. Again, happy Palm Sunday. Hosanna, Hosanna. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. God bless and bye.